guys, I hope your week is going well. As promised, today I'm going to jump on in and review several of the BHA face washes that I've used, and BHA products that I like. Some that I don't like so much, but I get questions on, so I thought I would mention here why they didn't work for me, or why I think they're irritating. This is a follow-up to last week's video that I did for you guys, going over BHAs and why I use a BHA face wash. BHA, namely being salicylic acid. I have always used a 2% salicylic acid face wash to acne-prone areas on my face. I've also used acne washes containing 2% salicylic acid on my back and chest and body areas prone to breaking out at various time periods in my life. I'm not currently using one now in that way, but that is another way that they can be used. But anyways, as you've seen in my skincare routines, every morning I wash my face with a salicylic acid face wash, solely targeting the wash to oily acne-prone areas on my forehead, nose, and jaw area. This does three things. It helps control my acne, and it also helps to lightly exfoliate some sun-damaged skin cells and gently dislodge those. And it also gives me a little bit of oil and shine control, because salicylic acid concentrates in our sebaceous gland, the gland that makes all of the oil. All right, so just getting into it, my absolute favorite, I've tried many, used many for many years, and so far my favorite salicylic acid face wash has to be the Zap-Zit one that you can get in the drugstore, in Target. It is, you won't see a commercial for this here on YouTube. It is this is actually about as medical grade as I would ever get. It's usually found on the bottom shelf in your drugstore. They kind of hide it. I love this product. It's fantastic. It's 2% salicylic acid, as are many acne face washes. And then as far as its inactive ingredients, it's just water and a little bit of aloe vera and some gentle chamomile. No fragrance, no menthol, no harsh kind of flowery oils to make it smell good. It is really no nonsense. It does not have an odor whatsoever. Sometimes fragrance-free things kind of have a distinct odor, and that's why I guess they add fragrance, but this doesn't have an odor to it. Incredibly gentle for just in my experience with salicylic acid face washes. This is very, very gentle, and I think it's just a testament to the fact that fragrance, essential oils, and menthol in acne-based washes, they're added there frequently to appeal to the consumer's kind of aesthetic preferences, but they make the product more irritating, and this is really a testament to it. This is far and away the best one. Strongly recommend it. I've talked a little bit about benzoyl peroxide in the past, but just a side note, they also make a benzoyl peroxide gel for acne, like a spot treatment. That is fantastic. In fact, I used the spot treatment long before I used their face wash. I didn't know they had this face wash until a kind viewer pointed it out to me, and I really, really love it and will definitely repurchase it. This, the manufacturer claims that this is cruelty-free. They don't test on animals. So, while it doesn't have the Leaping Bunny seal on it, it is cruelty-free. So that is something that many of you seek, and, this happens to fulfill that criteria as well. Plus, it's just really gentle and really great. So I strongly, strongly recommend this, and it's very gentle. If you're somebody who uses salicylic acid for like anti-aging purposes, to remove sun-damaged skin cells, to kind of give your face a brightened appearance, more supple softness, then I think you will also find that this works really well. As I said in my BHA review video, however, when you use salicylic acid face washes, remember this: they are really meant to just target acne-prone areas. Don't view them as cleansers or anything that is intended to take off makeup. Don't put them around your eyes, because the skin in those areas is much thinner, and 2% salicylic acid in those areas is very, very, very irritating, and that tends to be where people run into problems the most. And then the other point about salicylic acid that I will make again while I'm holding up my absolute favorite one here is that when you rinse this off make sure you rinse it off completely, and to a wet face, immediately apply a fragrance-free moisturizer. I will list some down below that I love. This will also help cut down on that irritation that you can experience with salicylic acid. So that is the best way to use these. If you're using them in the morning, select a moisturizer that is fragrance-free that contains a broad spectrum sunscreen, okay? So I use mine in the morning for reasons I elaborated on in my BHA video, and for reasons that I hopefully illustrated to you and elaborated on in my skincare routine. So check those videos out if you have questions about how I use salicylic acid face washes. But this is my favorite one. I'm not currently using it, as you can tell. It is empty. It was in my winter empties. And because I review a lot of skincare products for you guys, I want to make sure that I'm not leaving anyone out in the cold. So the CeraVe Renewing SA Cleanser, the only difference between this and the Zap Zit one is that this product does not disclose the percentage strength of salicylic acid in it. So, do know that, but it's very, very, very gentle, fragrance-free, and it also has ceramides, which, in a face wash, we don't really know how useful they are. But at any rate, suffice it to say that their formulation is incredibly gentle. You will hear a lot of bad reviews about this product online, and when you read those reviews, what you appreciate is the fact that the individuals using them, I suspect, use them like a cleanser around their eyes, around their mouth, and got a lot of irritation and dryness. This, however, if used the way I described, is fantastic. I strongly recommend it. Low percentage strengths are fine. 0.5 is fine. 1%, really, these are small differences. You'll get less irritation, and it may take a little bit longer for onset, but still effective. They have a line of psoriasis products as well that are intended for psoriasis, like on the face. I think they have a psoriasis body cream that contains salicylic acid. I haven't used any of those products, but I believe they also contain urea in them, which is great for psoriasis, like the plaques of psoriasis, but can be very irritating on the face. So I don't want to say, you should be using that on your face for acne. They do disclose the salicylic acid in that, however, and it is 2%, I believe. So the Renewing SA Cleanser is a great one. A sip of coffee. I'm back on my Bustelo. All right, moving along. What I am currently using, and don't hate, is the Roche-Posay Effaclar Medicated Gel Cleanser. This is, again, a 2% salicylic acid face wash. The unique feature about this is that it also contains 0.05% of LHA, which LHA is something that L'Oreal came up with. L'Oreal owns La Roche-Posay and now CeraVe. I suspect we may start seeing it in some of the CeraVe products. LHA is a modified version of salicylic acid that's gentler and what L'Oreal has shown in L'Oreal's studies, okay, is that it can kind of exfoliate single cell by single cell, meaning it breaks down the little bridges between cells kind of one at a time versus in, kind of broader sweep layers like salicylic acid. So they put both in a lot of their products. And when I initially started using this, I thought, oh, I wonder if I'm getting a slightly deeper exfoliation, because I noticed that when I used this, I had just a slight bit more tingliness and kind of stinging when I put my sunscreen on over it than I did when I was using just plain 2% salicylic acid face washes like Zap Zit and CeraVe. And then I looked a little bit more carefully and I realized that they put menthol in this, and so I suspect that is what is contributing to the tingling, and that is what I do not like about this product. Menthol is added, to appeal to consumers' kind of senses, sensory appeal is why it's added. Things that are tingly, they make us feel like they're doing something, okay, but they're really just irritating your face. Okay, and then my old friend here, who I still use episodically, just so he doesn't get his feelings hurt. I use this probably since the time I was 12, I want to say, up until, I mean, I'm clearly still using it. It is the Neutrogena Oil-Free Acne Wash. And again, a 2% salicylic acid face wash. I've used the orange one, I've used the pink one, I've used the green one. They've got a medicated gel cleanser now. These are all variations of the same product with a different that have a different dye in them. Okay, this one has yellow dye, some of them green dyes, and you know, they all have different labels, but they're essentially the same active ingredient, the same product. This is a good one. Like I said, used it since I was a teenager, long before I was ever a dermatologist, knew anything about salicylic acid. I just was like, ew, oil-free, sounds good. And a dermatologist recommends it. I guess I'll use that and it says acne treatment, so I guess I'll use it. And it worked for me. And so I've used this, and it's fine. It's pretty gentle. It has fragrance in it, unfortunately. You know, when I was a teenager, I didn't know how awful fragrance can be, and I, you know, looked to exclude it. And it's never really bothered me, but do know that that's in there, and it's not my favorite ingredient in skincare products. They also make this in bigger bottles for the body. Again, same ingredient. So if you've got acne on the back, chest, the body washes are essentially a bigger thing of this, and are fine. I think that the detergents in those may be a little bit harsher. I'm not sure, and better for the body than for the face. So a lot of people ask me, should I just buy the body wash and use it as a face wash? You could try that. I've never tried it that way, so I don't know how drying it is, but the active ingredient is all the same. Very, very similar to Neutrogena's oil-free acne wash. I mean, they could be kissing cousins, but this one is cruelty-free. Is the MD Complete Clarifying Cleanser by Dr. Brian Z. Zellickson. I reviewed this for you guys last week. This one is actually pretty good. It like Neutrogena, it has fragrance in it. It's a little bit more, it's more expensive than the Neutrogena one, but if you're seeking cruelty-free products and you've used Neutrogena in the past and you're looking to replace it, it's pretty good. And then I would say the other one that I've tried and don't recommend as strongly, but is pretty good, is the Alba Botanica Acne Dote. I used an entire bottle of that, I think, last summer. That one has a lot of kind of fragrancy things. I think it's got eucalyptus in it, so it's not great, but you know, I appreciate the fact that many of you seek cruelty-free products. So that's another one that I've tried that if you're not bothered by the fragrance, it's fine. It still has a 2% salicylic acid, but my preference is the Zapsid one because it's so no nonsense. All right, and like I said in my you know, my skincare routine and in my BHA review video, I don't personally fare well with leave-on salicylic acid-based products on my face. You know, the longer the contact time with salicylic acid, it just becomes more irritating and peeling. But some people particularly people who have really, really oily, shiny skin, really, really acne prone, they can tolerate the leave-on salicylic acid, and they ask me for recommendations. You guys always ask me for recommendations for them, and they can be fine. I have also tried the CosRx BHA AHA solution. That also has some alpha hydroxy acids in it as well. And that one was fine, but it caused, you know, because I don't tolerate leave-on products very well, I did get irritation with it, so I kind of bailed on it pretty quickly. But the salicylic acid in that, I'm sure, is fine. I can't remember if that one had fragrance in it or not. I don't think it did, actually. So that's good, but I just found it very irritating as a leave-on product. And then the other leave-on product was similar for me to the CosRx one is the Glossier Solution. I reviewed this for you guys, the Exfoliating Skin Perfector. This one has 0.5% salicylic acid in it. In addition to the 0.5% salicylic acid, this also has polyhydroxy acids, which are in the family of alpha hydroxy acids, but much, much gentler. Of all of the alpha hydroxy acid kind of derivatives, they are the ones that perhaps are on their own. People with sensitive skin might be able to hack, but it's nice that they combined it in here with the BHA, you know, to give you a little bit a little bit more exfoliation, but also being moisturizing at the same time. And then this product also has alpha hydroxy acids. I found this one to give me some irritation in areas kind of around the nasolabial folds in particular. You'll remember seeing that in my review of this product, that I had a little bit of irritation and peeling from it. But you know, if you've been using leave-on BHA toners and AHA toners and you don't have any problem with them and you're accustomed to them, this one is fine. However, the thing that I hate about this product is that it has fragrance in it, and fragrance in a leave-on product is never a good thing. So not so great, but not completely terrible either. So, you know, if you're curious about this, check out my review on it. So yeah, those are all the salicylic acid products that I've tried. I've also tried in the past, you know, some of the Clean and Clear face washes. They're pretty similar to Neutrogena. They tend to be a little bit more fragrancy, heavy on the fragrance, but they're pretty cheap, so that's good. But overall, the best thing to look for, just in general, I mean, there are tons of brands out there. The best thing to look for if you're looking for a salicylic acid face wash for acne control, for oil control, for shine control, or just looking to use one just for a little bit of light exfoliation to unclog pores, the best thing to look for is just 2% salicylic acid in a face wash that is free of fragrance and free of any essential oils, free of lavender. I will list down some common names of fragrance again for you guys below, because they don't always say fragrance on the label. Sometimes they'll list out the individual components of fragrance so that you think it's some natural thing in there, but really it's just their fragrance mix. So I will list those names down below so you can look out for them. But in general, that is my recommendation. Select just when in doubt, go for the salicylic acid face wash that is fragrance free and doesn't have a lot of other nonsense going in. That way you can just focus on the active ingredient and not get bogged down in all of the irritation that the other ingredients can cause. Also avoid menthol, which is kind of a fragrance ingredient but also sort of a sensory ingredient as far as the tingling. There is increased likelihood of irritation, and that affects your ability to comply with the BHA. So in order to get the best results from a BHA, that's what you want to look for. So anyways, these are all the ones that I've tried and my thoughts on them. I think, you know, many of them are pretty good. Many of them have their faults, but can still be used and still be efficacious. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys. And let me know if you're using a BHA product, which one you like. I know the Paula's Choice one is very popular. That's a leave-on product, so I don't use leave-on products. But I know it's very popular as well, and it too is a 2% salicylic acid. So let me know what you guys are using and what you like. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.